Hi, this is Jeff, and we are going to be using the Magknight 787-9 version 1.6 came out in September 24th, I believe it is today, and checking out a C-list checklist that is used by xchecklist to go with that. I know a lot of folks are relatively new to the Magknight and had questions. I like to use checklists so I'm consistent. I don't always use every plane that I've got on a consistent basis, and besides, it's kind of more real to life by using a checklist. So let's go through using this checklist. I did leverage a Xanto XX's VMAX checklist for the initial start. Now, it is a work in process, just like the Magknight plane is a work in progress. Some of the things I do data refs to check things, and other times I don't. That's something that I'm looking at to elaborate more in the future. Right now, I'm just looking primarily at reviewing the flow of the checklist itself. All right, so we are cold and dark, but not all that dark, so it's nice. I don't have to use the flashlight here. We go up to the battery master switch and turn it on. We go down and turn on the EFB and go to ground services and turn on our ground services. All right. Go back to leave that at the main menu there. And now we can go up and connect to external power. All right. Let's adjust the cockpit lights a little bit, give us a little bit more light. We can always turn those down if we get in as we move along. Sometimes these click spots are pretty small. There's also some lights down here. And yeah, they do work. Flood. All right. Okay, so cockpit lights. Now let's turn their IRS on. Interesting, it doesn't.
737 to 800. 6, November, hint, taxi via 08, Lima, Mike, 3, Mike, Papa, Juliet, Alpha, Juliet.
All right, let's turn that off there, ATC. It doesn't show on battery at the beginning, so it's interesting. That used to show the on battery. All right, gear. Down and locked, and levers are up. Transponder is standby down here. Speed brakes are up. Fuel control is cut off. Engine instruments, we got nothing there, so that is good. Anti-ice controls are auto. And we've already tuned ATIS. Actually, I believe we have. Let's turn the, I'm pretty sure that's what we were listening to.
Legacy 1, Sierra, Lima, runway 8,
now,
right.
that's air traffic control.
Runway 8, right.
So,
Legacy 1, Sierra, Lima.
Actually, I should show this to you. So what we've got here is pilot to ATC. I just connected to CYVR, and we have to turn on the radios are turned on. I need to connect.
Vancouver INTL CYVR information Zulu.
Okay, once I connect.
1200 Zulu weather. Wind 140 at 13, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 1600 few, 8000 broken, 11,000 broken, temperature 16, dew point 12. Altimeter 2989.
298.
Arriving runways 08 right, 13, 08 left.
All right. See what we got. 2989. So Okay, 2989 down here. 2989. Okay. And we can request, and I can go ahead and bring you just the dialogue basis that we're doing here. First thing we need to do to request clearance is to connect to clearance 121.4. We go down to the radio, 121.40. Okay, had to turn the radio on there. So, Air Canada 3, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Air Canada 3 is cleared to Romeo Juliet Alpha Alpha as filed. Expect departure runway 08 right. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 126.12 squawk 5344.
Air Canada 3 is cleared to Romeo Juliet Alpha Alpha as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 126.12 squawk 5344.
Air Canada 3 read back correct. Altimeter 2989er contact ground on 121.7 when ready for pushback. Enjoy your morning.
Altimeter 2989er ground on 121.7 Air Canada 3.
All right, so we've got clearance done. If we take a look at our doors, let's go ahead and open all of our doors so we can fuel up. This is not required, but for a realism point of view, we'll take a look at these a little bit later. All right, now we're ready to load the flight plan. Let's see. First of all, we'll check. We've got good AirNav data, so we're going to match everything up using SimBrief for our flight plan. And if we go route, we are CYVR. And we are going to Narita International RJAA. All right. And we are flight number 3. Air Canada, do I have that right? Air Canada 3.
737 to 800, 0,
Okay.
Oscar, X-ray, runway, 8, right, taxi via Lima, hold short of runway, 13.
All right. Okay, so our legs look good. We'll do our departure and arrival. So our departure is going to be runway 8 and no SID. 8 right. And okay. When we're coming in on our star, let me bring up here, our star is swampy. So I don't know how that got. Okay, swampy, 34 left. So 34 left, swampy. Okay, I'm going to resubmit that flight plan. Air Canada 3, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Air Canada 3 contact clearance delivery on 121.4. Have a good morning.
Contact clearance delivery on 121.4 Air Canada 3.
Air Canada 3, ready to copy IFR clearance. I'm doing this because
Air Canada 3 is cleared to Romeo Juliet Alpha Alpha as filed. Expect departure runway 08 right. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 126.12 squawk 3436.
Air Canada 3 is cleared to Romeo Juliet Alpha Alpha as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 126.12 squawk 3436.
Air Canada 3 read back correct. Altimeter 29er contact ground on 121.7 when ready for pushback. Have a good one.
Altimeter 29er ground on 121.7 Air Canada 3.
Okay, I was just doing that because I was checking the flight plan with ATC and they didn't have my star in. And it can be, with pilot to ATC, it's nice to have everything taken care of correctly to begin with. So CYVR, we depart runway 8 right with no SID, execute. And go back to departure arrival.
737 to 800, 0, Oscar, X-ray, contact tower on 118.70.
Swamp E, and we are coming in on ILS 34 left. ILS 34 left. Okay, and no transition, it doesn't look like, for that. Okay. Now, we go to lakes and come down through here, check for discontinuities or doubles or anything else that looks... Okay, so here's a double and a discontinuity. So we do Vixen to Swamp. Okay, Vixen to Swamp. Vixen for over discontinuity and execute that. So grip, Swamp, Vixen.
SJX Vision, 4,
Previous
Lima,
page.
Hotel, runway 8, right,
Next
taxi via
page.
Alpha, Hotel, Lima, hold short of runway 8, right.
Next page. Gina. Execute. Next page. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and go to plan. And we can step through this to make sure there's nothing we don't have. Okay, and then we have our missed approach. Okay, so that looks good. Matter of fact, I think what I'll do is, let's go up. You can actually hit plan up
Ground
here
American
as well.
459, spot 9 with Zulu.
And
American 459, you have your numbers ready to go?
can increase our
American
range.
459 for the ground runway 27 left, short and taxi via Kilo 3, Kilo Lima, hold short runway 27 right.
Kilo 3, Kilo Lima, American 459, short of 27 right.
Okay. We can step through it at a higher range just to make sure as well. And go around in the circle, come back in for the ILS landing. Okay, so that looks pretty straightforward. I've actually done this flight
7,
before.
Delta, Zulu, runway 8, left, taxi via Alpha, Hotel, Mike 1, 0,
right.
hold short of runway 8, right.
Cruise altitude. So let's go ahead and make it a little bit easier here. And let's see. We're starting off at 360 and then doing a step climb to 380, 400, 410, and then back to 400. So we have a step descent as well. So that'll be interesting to follow through there. So we go to VNAV and 360.
SJX Vision 4 Lima Hotel. Contact
For our
tower
cruise
on
altitude.
118.70.
And we go to next page. I like kind of stepping our descent down to, so at 5,000, oops, 190/5,000. Okay, so that configures our VNAV. So we got our legs, legs and VNAVs all set there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and select takeoff -1. We don't need, this is a long runway to take off on Vancouver, so we're good there. All right, so let's go back over and go to aircraft config. Galley, it's a long range flight. Crew, we'll load up there, and it's international with baggage. Passengers, we have, I think, a full load today. Go to page 3. Passengers 200. That's right. We have a COVID situation. So we will. Okay, so we got 200. We got everybody spaced out nicely. And the other thing that we are going to. Okay, so. Cargo, I think we've got cargo at 2 tons, so light as far as we will. This small amount, it's kind of hard, so we will go up there and yeah.
233, the King Air is waiting on you. That's 233.
Close. Close enough. Okay. And fuel for this trip is 130.1. 130. And let's go back up to our fuel plan. That includes 2 tons for extras, so that should be fine. So would we 130? Okay, that is good there. So the other thing we need to do, so that we've set the transponder, we've done the gallery, crew configuration, cargo, and fuel. Now we can load the aircraft. Now let's go back to aircraft config. And go to home, notes, keyboard. So we've got takeoff weight of 451. $900, and we've got landing of 334,600. All right, so we've got that noted. So we've loaded the aircraft. Aircraft config is complete. Now we can go back to the main menu and initialize the flight and go to the performance section. We are departing runway 8, CYVR. We are 8 right. And let's see, wind in Vancouver. My mouse keeps on moving on its own there a little bit. Wind is 143. at 13 knots. Outside temperature is 16. That is correct. 2989. All right. We've got D-rate at 1.
Southwest 1278 or ready taxi.
Okay.
1278 or only 22 left, follow Baron coming off your left.
Hey, 22 left, follow the Baron, Southwest 1278.
So this is not accurate weight. This is not calculated. We have to manually put that in. I wish they would just simply blank it out because it'll give you errors with that. So 451,900 is the actual correct takeoff weight. And now we've got our V1, VR, and V2. So V2 is 168. Oh, now it's typing the numbers for me. All right. Okay, we'll put Aviator's tablet away. 168. Sorry. 168 plus 5, 168, 173. Okay, now we'll go back up here, airports, CYVR. And we are looking at 8 right. This is where we are. Oh, this is easy taxi. 8 right is 83 degrees. We'll go over here. Okay, we got the bank there. Auto. Well, that is a small mouse point. Hope they fix that in the next release. What do we say? 83? 83. Okay, so we've got IAS and 83 done. So we've initialized, we filled in the airport, INTX, we're going to leave that as it is, wind, RTG, flaps, okay. And we've calculated the performance data. It is not light, so we don't need the logo on. Our fuel quantity again that we want is 131. What do we got here? We've loaded our fuel at 130.5.
616, what's your gate?
We're going to Bravo 11, sir.
South 616, Yankee, cross the 3-1.
Cross all of the 3-1s, stay on Yankee, go to the gate, B11, Southwest 6.
So I am going to, there we go. Flights, Vancouver to Narita. And we have 200 passengers and we are starting at, let's see, short-term memory loss here, 360. And there's our route and start. Okay. So we have started our tracking client and loaded it up. So we've got people and everything loaded, it looks like. Let's tell them, everybody, to sit down and put on their seat belts. We will start closing the doors here. Okay.
I believe that was American 1065 with Charlie going over to spot 4, runway 2 left, taxi via Tango 4, Tango 3, Bravo, cross runway 31. I'll get a flow time to DFW.
Okay, APU generator switches is on. We can start the generator. And we'll go down here, go to status. Warming up, there it starts. So the switches are on. APU started. While we're running this up, there's electrical, so we can see that we've got external power on the left, but not the aft.
Legacy 7 Delta.
Hydraulic
0,
power.
Contact tower off. 118.7
Air.
0.
We've already seen door. Gear doesn't work, but flight control is, and we'll check that out later. IFAS is made. So status 100%. So we've got the APU running. Okay, external power off. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Let's go down here. And we could look at the, it's right here, 575, but it is in magenta already loaded for us there. So, okay, so 575. Throttles are idle. Beacon light on. Brakes, auto brake, RTO. All right, and we go up here. We've got our demand auto and C1 and C2 auto. AC packs.
737 to 800. 7 Victor Yankee
On.
runway 8 right. Taxi via Tango Sierra
Equipment
Papa
cooling
Juliet
on.
Alpha Juliet Lima. Hold short of runway 1
Alpha
3.
1639 will be delay at the end. You're 15 miles trail of company 12532.
Fuel pump.
2532, Southwest 1639 today.
Air Canada 3 request to ready for startup and pushback. See if that computer can figure that out. Okay. Air Canada 3 ready for engine start and pushback.
Air Canada 3 pushback and engine start approved.
Okay, good enough.
Pushback and engine start approved. Air Canada 3.
All right, let's go back home. Airports. We want to kind of back up and turn around a little bit. So we're facing this way, and actually we want to, looks like, go out this way and then down.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay. So, let's do it.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Whoopsies.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
All right. Okay. We've got the GPUs taken care of and gone. There's our plane. Oh. What happened to our pushback cart? Gone.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right. I must have turned off the pushback.
Ground Delta 1372. He told us to call him when we get closer. He doesn't know yet.
Alright, call him now because you're close.
Alright.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, start left. Right, rather. And on this plane, there's an auto start process, so you start the engine and you basically flip the fuel on, and it will take care of itself. Oil pressure, if everything is good, starts at 14, ends up at 14. That external picture is not set up in X camera as an external picture, so that's why things don't show up quite right. Just learning about X camera. Yeah. Okay, so we are ready to start engine, the left hand engine. Oil pressure. There it goes, it's starting to come up.
Ground Delta 1448, Victor Loop Ram 3.
Delta 1440 on ground. Foxtrot, hold short of Ram 2.
Foxtrot, hold short of Ram 2, Delta 1448.
Okay. AC buses on. Oh, that one's already on. All right.
737 to 800.
IFE
7 Victor.
pass.
Yankee. Contact tower on. 118.
Cabin utilities on.
0.
Window heat. Circulation. Trim. Okay, APU can go off. Go back down here and check our electrical. We've got the generators supplying power, so that looks good. APU is off. That finishes this sheet.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right. Whoops.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right. And
Unable to find view ID 9.
traffic jam here. take a look at the map here. We are going to 8.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
So this gives us an idea what their ground is going to tell us
And
to
AC
go.
5407, we're turning north here at ramp 4, and we got information uniform.
AC 5407, and we're on runway 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot.
26 left via Foxtrot, AC 5407.
All right, here we go. We will give get our taxi lights off and on and back on for the crew there. Pushback crew. Flight director is on. Air Canada 3, ready for taxi.
Air Canada 3 taxi to runway 08 right via taxiways Lima, Lima 4, hold short runway 13, and runway 08 right.
Taxi to runway 08 right via taxiways Lima, Lima 4, hold short runway 13, and runway 08 right Air Canada 3.
Okay, so we go around here and down to there. All right. Got taxi clearance. Set flaps for takeoff, which I started to do, but I wanted to. That will be 5. There we go. All right. Heading indicator, we've got that set, and we are ready to taxi. Taxi brake is off. And let's go ahead and I wonder if they'd mind if we do a UE. Oh, I've got just installed the new version here, so I need to main menu settings off. There we go. So this is your configuration item. We want real time for IRS, which we didn't do there. I forgot to, sorry. I've done so many updates with the beta testing and stuff like, or the beta versions that they've got. I could take that up, pause on enable. Okay, so they give you a little brief view of some of the settings there. All right, now we should have nose wheel steering. Oh yeah. We are going to make a UE. Guess that's why you get, almost should get the taxi clearance, like taxi information, prior to the pushback, so you know which way you're supposed to be pointing. All right. Okay, so we got, oh, that's takeoff movement.
Air Canada 3 clear to cross runway 13.
All right.
Cleared to cross runway 13 Air Canada 3.
Default scenery for Vancouver, British Columbia. We've also will be seeing default scenery for Narita, Japan. I won't see too much of it, though.
3703, monitor 12532.
As cloudy as it is.
3703, good day.
Okay, messed around with the speed brakes. They are retracted. spoiler is off. We have, go back to status, no status messages. Engine, instruments look good. And our navigation equipment looks good too. All right. And this looks like
Air Canada 3 contact tower on 118.7. Enjoy your morning.
All right.
Tower on 118.7 Air Canada 3.
Okay. Everything looks good. I think we are ready to... Air Canada 3 ready for takeoff.
Air Canada 3 hold short for traffic on final runway 08 right.
Hold short runway 08 right Air Canada 3.
Air Canada 3, this is Vancouver Tower on 118.7. Please repeat your request.
Tower, Air Canada 3 ready for departure runway 8 right.
Aircraft calling tower, say again with your call sign.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 08 right squawking 3436, maintain runway heading until above 1,000 feet, then left to 248 Air Canada 3.
Juliet, Alpha, Juliet, Lima, hold short of runway 13.
Runway 8 right, taxi via November 7 Mike, 7 Mike, Papa, Juliet, Alpha, Juliet, Lima, hold short of runway 136 Kilo, India.
Okay.
Legacy, 7, Delta, Zulu, 8, left, line up and wait.
8 left, line up and wait. Legacy, 7,
Gotta turn off
Delta,
X-Planes
Zulu.
ATC. I don't... Sorry about
3,
that.
X-ray, Sierra, gate, taxi via
Thought I had turned
08,
that off.
Romeo, Delta, 3, Delta, Delta, Whiskey.
Gate, taxi via 08 Romeo, Delta, 3, Delta, Delta, Whiskey, 3, X-ray, Sierra.
All right. Let's...
Three, X-ray, Sierra, contact ground on 127.15.
Contact ground on 127.15.
All right, auto throttle.
153 X-ray, Sierra.
VNav. And heading. Come on, baby.
Positive rate.
All right, let's get that speed up.
Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
Tower speed bird 2270 with you to the hold.
1000.
2270, heavy target, line up on weight, runway 24 right.
Thanks, line up and wait 24 right, speed bird 2270.
We didn't arm the auto throttle. There we go. Now we got auto throttle. Sorry, I didn't realize that was so that's a good point. That's why I'm going through this a few times here.
Air Canada 3 contact Vancouver departure on 126.12. Good day.
Departure on 126.12 Air Canada 3. Departure Air Canada 3 climbing to 4,000 feet.
Air Canada 3 good morning. Radar contact. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 4,000 feet Air Canada 3.
Air Canada 3 climb and maintain 4,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 4,000 feet Air Canada 3.
And into the clouds we go. Let's go do a recall. And everything looks good there. Bring the flaps up. LNAV now. All right, so while we're doing this here, doing the climb, let's go ahead and, let's check out something new that I got for now we're in the clouds there and quite noisy. Okay. We've got everything going well here. Let's double check on everything. We've got anti-ice on auto, so we should be good there. All right. Nothing, not as much to check as versus compared to a 737 or a 767. Should be intercepting. Go to our legs. No error messages there as far as not being on intercept course. So what we can do now is we have a step climb, as we noted before, and so at catch we are at 380.
Air Canada 3 climb and maintain 4,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 4,000 feet Air Canada 3.
So once 4,000 feet. So once we get to our sign 360, looks like fairly quickly we can go up to 380. We should be above the clouds pretty soon here. 10,000 feet, so we can go standard. And I believe that changes this to standard as well. All right. We can go back and...
Air Canada 3 climb and maintain flight level 240.
All right, 240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240 Air Canada 3.
Oh, it's interesting. When I took off, there were seats. Yeah, somebody stole the seats.
Air Canada 3 contact Vancouver Centre on 125.9 or 5, have a good morning.
Center on 125.9 or 5, take care Air Canada 3.
Air Canada 015, 3 left right speed up.
Center Air Canada 3 climbing to flight level 240.
Air Canada 3 good morning. Radar contact.
Check ski dotted on course, Air Canada 015. Air Canada 015, our climb 65.
Air Canada 015, roger, speed yours, correct.
All right. Catch. All right. So after catch, okay, so catch is 3749. 3749 miles to our destination. The next step climb is at Nate's. All right. Okay, Nate's is 1970 distance. So catch was 3749. Sorry, 37. I missed that. 3749 minus Nate's is 1970. Okay, so we've got 1,779 miles to go between those two waypoints, where we go to 400, from 380 to 400. Actually, a little bit before that. No, right from Nate's to Etop's, we're going to go 380 to 400. All right. Now, the plan that I've got here is that once we get up to our cruising altitude, our current cruising altitude, I will discontinue or put the video on pause, and then at the step climbs, I'll show you what we do for the step climb. It's very easy on this plane to do the step climbs. I did turn off the window reflections. I'm not too impressed with garbage on the windows. I prefer to have clear windows, or the display, the reflection on the displays. I don't like that, but...
Air Canada 3 climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340 Air Canada 3.
Air France 6 Magknight level 260, good.
Airfax 1641, good afternoon, climb flight level 290, direct to Mobile.
All right, not bad. We're 11 minutes into the flight, and we are almost at our cruise altitude. We're looks like we're going over Vancouver Island there, probably. We can actually check. All right, so Navigraph. We're right in between Vancouver Island and British Columbia here. And there's catch. This is where we do our first step climb. Which, once we get to cruise altitude, like I said, I will pause the video and got everything in the checklist taken care of fairly well. Let's, out of curiosity, see if somebody brought. That is so weird, because we looked earlier and there was furniture here. Well, got a nice view. At least they didn't take the engine. I think, as I mentioned before, the Magknight is a work in progress, and so along with this checklist is a work in progress. So I'm looking forward to anybody that might give me some feedback on improvements and stuff for the update to it. So there's not much to the finish of the climb here. I'll go ahead and pause this for right now, and then in about an hour, I think it is, around an hour, ground speed is 433, about an hour.
Air Canada 3 contact Vancouver Centre on 132.9er. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 132.9er Air Canada 3.
Got about an hour and a half of flying here, and then we'll do a step climb. So I'll
Center Air Canada 3 climbing to flight level 340.
Wake you up at that time.
Air Canada 3, good morning. Radar contact.
In the meantime, sit back and enjoy the movie that we have provided for our COVID customers flying from Vancouver to Narita, Japan. Actually, there is one more thing that we should do at this point. We're still in the climb phase, but we are almost to waypoint QQ. And at
95 Victor, climb flight level 370.
At waypoint QQ, we should have fuel on board of 121.6, and we have 123.5. So fuel check is always important to do as you're flying along, especially on overseas. Not a whole lot of diversion points, so we want to make sure everything is running correctly. The last flight I did was Shanghai to Vancouver, and the fuel usage was just about spot on, but it's always good to check on that. All right, we have just reached catch KTCH and are heading towards Hempton, and our flight level needs to increase according to our flight plan to 380. So first thing we will do is request from ATC that we get increase in flight plan. Air Canada 3 requests climb to 380.
Air Canada 3 climb and maintain flight level 380.
All right.
Climb and maintain flight level 380 Air Canada 3.
All right, let's go here. DNAV. 380. And then, whoa. I got the 5 key set to the MCP panel.
Air Canada 3 expedite climb to flight level 380.
All right.
Expedite climb to flight level 380 Air Canada 3.
And here we go. We're increasing our flight. Now, one thing I wanted to mention here, I did figure out when I went into settings and the next page, I had turned off cabin seats. Well, that was a mistake, obviously. So now, if we go back to cabin, there's the engine. Oh, and there's the seats. So, that was another one of those.
Singapore 317, contact 122.380, goodbye. 2230, Singapore 351.
My bad. Let's go back around here. And into the galley. And we can do a little tour of the cockpit here. Let's go through here. How do we get out? I guess in between the seats here. And there's a fire extinguisher. I forgot to put my coat and my hat up there. We can go out here. Alright, and there's our galley. Okay, so that's a quick tour of the airplane, showing that we do have seats in there, and I turned them off accidentally. So we are at our climb level of 380, and according to my calculations, if I did the math right, we've got 1,840 nautical miles to go for our next flight level change. So sit back and enjoy another movie, another book, or take a nap. All right, we are approaching Nate's. We should have
Air Canada 3 contact Petropavlovsk control on 135.4. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 135.4 Air Canada 3.
Should have 66.3 fuel on board. We have 64.
Center Air Canada 3 at flight level 380.
0.6, so we're using a little
Air
bit.
Canada 3, good morning. Radar contact.
A little bit less than that.
Southwest 883, just here planning clear and transition at 300 knots or greater. 300 greater, Southwest 883.
Should even out there. So let's go ahead and do our level change, and let's also turn off the center pumps. Fuel's down to 4.5. Air Canada 3 requests climb to flight level 400.
Air Canada 3 climb and maintain flight level 400.
Climb and maintain flight level 400 Air Canada 3.
Alright, so we just do the same as we did last time. Flight level 400.
Air Canada 3 climb and maintain flight level 400.
Climb and maintain flight level 400 Air Canada 3.
Let's see, looks like we are a little bit past where we should be doing should have been doing our flight level 400, sorry about that. Now let's see.
Center hello, JetBlue 1885, level 280. JetBlue 1885, Roger.
So we have flight level 410 at Nubna. Alright, so see if I can do a better job of calculating the miles there, and we'll go to 410 once we get up there. Notice if we take a look here. See, for air traffic control, we go from Anchorage. Interesting that we went into the Russian airspace, or not airspace, but traffic control. But, okay. So that's where we are in the big picture. Here's Alaska. And we're heading towards Japan. See you for the next step climb. All right, we're back. We actually skipped the step climb from 40,000 to 41,000. It was only for about 100 nautical miles, and then immediately went back down again. So we are getting close to the top of descent, 66 miles to the top of descent. So it's time to go through that portion of the checklist. All right, so the first thing we do is we'll set the altitude for our descent. And let's see, get the right chart up here. So we're looking at 4,000 feet for our, and we've got that set. All right. And let's see, go to fix. And we are going to RJAA. And we will do /15 and RJAA. Normally I do 3, 5, 10, and 15. So I'll do 2, since we only have 2 fixes that are allowed there. Okay, so we've got our distance there. We were just in contact with the ATC, and we'll go back to here. And now what we need to do is go to Menu, Performance, and RJAA. Our landing is 34 left. And wind is, no weather information is available right now. So what I'll do is come over to Pilot to ATC, RJAA, get rid of frequency, weather, and we've got 2968 and 47 at 10. All right, so wind 047/10. Outside air temperature is 19. And the altimeter is, oh, get that mouse to stick on there. Altimeter is, what did I say, 2968. 2968. And flaps 30, full reverse, auto brake. Let's do auto brake 3. And landing weight, let's go back to notes. Our fuel's pretty much on track, so our landing weight should be pretty much what we expect it to be, 334,600, and calculate. All right, so there we've got our VREF information there. And we've done our calculate. All right. No, it seems like we have lost our shortcuts there. Okay, we are, let's go back to progress, 40 nautical miles from the top of descent. Let's see. Let's go ahead and set our skip down here a little bit. Oh, this is what happened.
Meter 4882, contact center 121.35.
2135, Commander 4882, good day.
Okay. Take a look at our airport, and we are doing 111 ILS to 34 left. For our frequency, we've got 111.9. And our course is 337. All right, we're just getting a little bit ahead of our checklist, but that's fine. And go ahead and turn our seatbelt signs on since we're getting close. Go back to progress page. We're now 30 nautical miles prior to descent. Go to legs. We are almost to Gugby. So let's take a look at our... And Gugby, we expect 23.9 tons of fuel. We're at 23.6. So we were a little bit behind. Now we're just a hair behind on the sim brief's estimation for fuel on board. So we're doing really good. This plane does an excellent job of fuel usage along the plane there, along the flight. So let's see. go back over to ATC. Let them know. Oh, I must have bumped something. Flaps were down a notch there. Must not have been very long, otherwise that would have been more a larger effect on our fuel usage. So, progress.
All right, 43 Juliet Sierra to maintain
20.
210.
210, 3 Juliet Sierra.
Air Canada 3 would like an en route descent. Not registering. Have the co-pilot.
Air Canada 3 would like an en route descent.
En route.
Air Canada 3 at pilot discretion, descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect the swamp arrival with the swamp transition for the ILS approach to runway 34 left with the Elgar transition at Narita International after Europe cleared direct swamp.
Expect the swamp arrival with the swamp transition for the ILS approach to runway 34 left with the Elgar transition after Europe cleared direct swamp. Air Canada 3.
All right. Let's do a recall. And no error message or no error messages are coming up. Let's double check our VNav, and we do have a descend now option there. Last time I used it, and it wasn't on the official version of 1.6, when I selected descend now, it actually it slowed down, but it didn't start the descent. So let's go ahead and see what happens there. What I had to do was I hit descend now and then flight change. So okay, so hit descend
Air
now.
Canada 3 contact Tokyo Center on 124.1. Have a good one.
Center on 124.1. Air Canada 3.
Our speed is dropping for descent prior
Center
to
Air Canada 3 at flight level 400.
Air Canada 3 good morning. Radar contact. Altimeter 2968.
Our flaps pop down
Altimeter
again.
2968. Air Canada 3.
Must be the first officer. All right, we are at target speed, but we're still not descending. So let's go ahead and do a flight change. And now we are starting our descent. All right. And so we ended up starting 3 nautical miles before the actual top of descent. All right. So we are ready to get busy here. All right, we've done our top of descent. Fasten seatbelts are on. We've set the nav radio and ILS course, which we will, let's double check that. I want to make sure there's no, okay, 111.9 and a course of 337, set both on nav 1 and nav 2. And our fixed rings are RJAA at 5 and 15, which now it does show up here. So usually I at 15 miles I want to make sure that I've got flaps either 1 or 5, and then between 50 and around 10 we start decreasing speed and adding more flaps there. So it's a good eyeball effect, so I can manage the our speed and descent. Now what we need to do is monitor the speed here as we descend. This FMC isn't quite as tuned, I guess I'll say, as others. I'm not certain, maybe the 1.6 has got, I know they've done a ton of different updates for that. So we'll see how it does, and just keep an eye on it all the way down. We've got a message that came up for auto brake, so we've already said that we're going to go auto brake 3, and now that is showing up on our display. And if we go over here, let's see, status, no status messages. We've got good electrical, hydraulics look good, fuel we've already checked and we're right on track, air is comfortable, our doors are still closed, this gear does not work, flight control looks good, IFAS I haven't done anything with, and maintenance and CV does not, isn't functional. But so you can see the plane has quite a bit of features.
November 921 November Delta request.
November Delta, good.
Yes, so we'd like to put in a request for 430, please.
November Delta, certify maintain for 430.
Okay, on at 430, thanks, sir.
And it's very actively improving all the time. We can bring our range down just a little bit here. Keep track of what's going on. Swing this over. Check our legs. And coming down here, let's see. Just kind of reviewing. Let's take a look here. So we can kind of understand what's going on here. Let's see. Back up from that. Okay, so Elgar is where we come around and intercept the ILS in. Go previous page. We've got Corgi, and then Anari, Karma, and Karma we need to be down at 6,000 feet, which is, we got 6,000 feet there. Miffy is 9,000 feet, previous page, and then Plea, and Vixen is 11,000 feet, and Swamp, okay. So it looks like we're going to come in on Swamp, come around the circle, and the in for an ILS approach to Narita. And then once we get there, we come in. Let's go down this page. Hearts, Gina, and then at Gina will be intercept our ILS approach to come the rest of the way in. All right, and then we've also got our landing. There's 34 left, and at 337 at elevation 139. Okay. Back to paying attention here with what's going on. Got a descent, steady descent, and we are on the button as far as our speed is concerned. So now we just have to wait until we're at done 17.5 and set our local QNH, which I'm surprised. Oh, let's do a refresh here. Now we've got weather. All right, so 40 degrees at 12 knots. And see if that's any different than what we've got here. 47. All right. 040/12. Up. Don't have to hit enter. And 21005, we are in the US, so we do the calculate. No, that didn't make a significant difference there. So I think we've got everything programmed in for an ILS approach to Narita Airport in Japan. And I can see
November 48 Gulf Lima, contact center 123.87.
that we've got
387, have a good night, 8 Gulf Lima.
scattered clouds. We can see land underneath us, which is nice. And let's see. Engine is still spinning. Same movie that we had before. All right. Let's try out. So I just installed X camera here, so I'm still in the process of figuring this all out. So nose left, nose right, shadow. All right, got a nice snapshot. We can bring our range down another notch. And go back to the first page here. All right. So the next thing we need to pay attention to, we should be at 11,000 feet at Vixen and at 290. We are at 290 now.
Air Canada 3 contact Tokyo Center on 119.35. Have a good morning.
Center on 119.35 Air Canada 3.
Let's see. We've got 10 hours.
Center Air Canada 3 descending to 4,000 feet.
Air Canada 3 good morning. Radar contact. Air Canada 3 fly the swamp arrival with the swamp transition altimeter 2968 at Narita International.
Fly the swamp arrival with the swamp transition altimeter 2968 Air Canada 3.
Hope they don't drain the swamp before we get there. Take all the fun out of this. So we got 10 hours and 12 minutes invested in this flight, and so far the checklist is pretty pleased with the checklist. Help yourself to trying it out yourself. Feedback, like I said, is appreciated. All right, we're coming around, heading to Vixen now. For 11,000 feet.
Air Canada 3 contact Tokyo approach on 121.27, enjoy.
Approach on 121.27 Air Canada 3. Approach Air Canada 3 descending to 4,000 feet. Air Canada 3 good morning. Radar contact.
Let's see what it's Oh, Vixen is above 11,000 feet. So, yeah. Get our headings swung around again so we are ready for anything that might happen, and if we have to switch to heading mode.
November, service on ILS on 11.
KLM 903 November, contact tower 118.3, bye-bye.
103, relax, November.
Say altimeter for Air Canada 3.
Air Canada 3 altimeter is 2968 at Narita International.
All right. For X camera, you can actually have this little mini thing on off to a second monitor. Since I wanted to show that I was using it, I went ahead and left it as a pop-up on the bottom of the display, and it's. And there's a lot more. I've just started reading about the additional cameras you can set up and stuff, and circles, and that you can program using Lua scripts, and there's a lot of samples, I guess, that you can download with. So that's gives you more options than what's built in by default in X-Plane. Okay, 2968. 2968. So we've set our altimeter. We are approaching Karma. And Karma, we should be looking at 22.0, we're at 22.3, so again, fuel is perfect. Now from here on, I'm going to do it by touch and feel. This was, actually most of this was in the checklist that was for the 787 for VMAX that the original author put in there, and I thought it was very good information to follow, but you know, it's a good place to start as you get more used to the airplane, and if you already have
Traction 861 November, descent altitude 7,000 feet, QNH 1016, copy routing, proceed direct now, Whiskey Alpha 411.
Descent 7,000 feet, QNH 1016, direct to Whiskey Alpha 411, 861 November.
We are running a bit high. I might do a quick circle here to decrease our altitude, especially since we don't have vectors on this flight. We should be at 6,000 feet, so I'm going to, and we are 2 nautical miles away, so let's do that. Let's go to heading mode, And before we get, oh, we've already registered to go to Unary. We're too close. We don't want to dive bomb down, and since we're not meeting our restrictions, we will make a little circle here. Continue our descent down here. It's definitely a plane that you have to fly. I've had it follow the descent.
Structure 861 November, descent altitude 3,000 feet.
Down perfectly.
3,000 feet, section 861 November.
Structure 861 November, when ready, proceed to go seat, clear for ILS approach, runway 11.
Go seat, clear for ILS approach, runway 11, section 861 November.
Let's see. Straighten it out a little bit while we drop altitude there. We could have tried the hold option, but I think we were a little bit too close for that. So just manually doing a hold, a one shot hold, hopefully. Go back down to 2,000 feet a minute. And let's bring this up to 6,000
Air
feet.
Canada 3 altimeter 2968 at Narita International cleared for the ILS approach to runway 34 left at Narita International with the Elgar transition.
All right.
Altimeter 2968 cleared for the ILS approach to runway 34 left with the Elgar transition. Air Canada 3. Air Canada 3 slow to 250 knots or less. Wilco Air Canada 3.
Whoops, since we went on manual. Alright, and let's go ahead and give it some slats. Okay.
Air Canada 3 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
All right.
Wilco Air Canada 3.
All right, so we're below 250 and below 10,000. That was a mistake on my part. Should have monitored that a little bit closer. Since we were we were too high as it was. Would have been a real challenge to maintain our speed, I think, and increase our rate of descent. Yes, I know the speed brake is extended. Okay. Speed brake. Back up. Let's see.
Established section 861 November.
Action 861 November, contact tower 118.3, bye bye.
118.3, bye bye, section 861 November.
Let's make sure we're on track here. Let's go direct an RA, enter. All right. Clear, lights. No. Direct an RA. On. Legs. Okay. Now we want to plan on extending our flaps, and let's drop our speed down a little bit more. We want to be about 190 or thereabouts at 5,000 feet. So I think we're close enough to, let's see, what do we got here? Interesting that even though we set 190 as a parameter in our VNav, right? 190 at 5,000 didn't transfer over here. So let's fix that. So at 4,000, probably want to be 175/4,000, and let's plan on doing 190/9,000 at Corey. And what do we have here? Okay, we're below what we should be here. Peaks is 6,000, so we've got next previous page. Where do peaks go? Oh no, we're going to Inari and then Corgi.
Lot 461,
Elgar.
Mavis.
Oh, peaks is out here. Okay.
Devil direct.
Devil direct, 461.
All right. So from 9,000 to 4,000 and 19. Okay, we should be. I think that should be okay. Slow this bird down a little bit. All right, we should be 223. 23, we've got crosswind of 25 knots. Okay, and it did slow. It's slowing us down to 190 now. And we're close enough that we don't need to use speed brakes for that. And our speed brake is armed for landing. See if we can do the rest just with flaps. Just take a quick look here. Got generators. Let's go ahead and switch our... Oh, I guess we already switched our landing lights on. Either that or we never turned them off. I don't know. Anyways. Heat. We've got wind. Okay. Overhead looks good for landing. Our next spot is Gina at 4,000. That's the next altitude we need to be aware of. We have Gina 4,175. And that is start of the ILS approach. All right, that's a good speed, I think. Because our target to land is 137. So should be able to handle all that with flaps. See us coming in towards the ILS approach. So while we're coming in there, what I'll show you on pilot to ATC, we've got a map here that shows everything. It's kind of nice because it prompts you. I mean, you can take this and it gives you a prompt on what you need to say for your ATC communication. Or you can have your first officer do it. All you have to do is click on it and then say it. And then your first officer, if you're busy doing other stuff, then there's a minimum amount of stuff. Now, as you may have noticed, I've got it configured
775 direct to Wapper.
So that the first officer does a majority of the talking to ATC, also does the radio, most of the radio changes. So after the initial selection of the frequency for ground clearance, I don't recall needing to change the radio myself. First officer goes ahead and does all that. So if you have a lot of things to do, if you're working on a new plane like this, then it's nice to have a competent first officer that takes some of that workload off there. All right, coming in to
Air Canada 3 altimeter 2968 at Narita International Contact Tower on 118.2. Have a good morning. Altimeter 2968 Tower on 118.2 Air Canada 3.
Okay,
Tower Air Canada 3 inbound for ILS approach runway 34 left. Air Canada 3 good morning. Radar contact. Continue ILS to runway 34 left, call when established on final. Continue ILS to runway 34 left, will call when established on final. Air Canada 3.
So what I had to do there, since I had, we were doing our single circuit hold, I had put the altitude to 6,000 feet for the hold. And so I just switched that to 4,000. That way we can get to our 4,000, mandatory 4,000 feet at Gina. So that's what I did there. And then that will also take us into our 4,000 feet ILS approach. So a little bit of explanation on the way I'm handling the plane. Trying to follow the charts, and I think that is probably what most real pilots do. In this case, if we have vectors, Pilot 2 ATC will actually vector us in to the ILS approach, but sometimes it's a little tight for a big plane like this. So even with that, I may want to swing wide a little bit and not follow their instructions exactly. And I'm not certain how to tell ATC, Pilot to ATC, that we are taking a more of a roundabout approach to from the vector to the ILS approach there. So, all right, how are we doing here? We are heading to Cosmo, and we are at 4,000 feet. So we arrived at 4,000 feet, pretty darn close to our target. Should have done that a little bit sooner, but other than that, we're okay. We've got a 20-knot tailwind. All right, so let's take a look here. We should be getting live by Cosmo. So if we're not, a little concerned, 2 miles. Should intercept. Let's go ahead and turn our approach on. And let's go ahead and give it some flaps here, get our speed down to 170. And another notch of flaps. I noticed this last time I flew in our our circles are off for this airport. So I don't know whether that's a problem with Navigraph or what, but we need to be a little bit more aggressive here as far as our speed decrease here, as we are coming in. So I am going to temporarily add a little speed brakes to get us down to 155, and put down our landing gear.
Wizard 484 runway 13 left, clear to land, wind 100 degrees, 11 knots.
Good land 13 left, 481.
We are
2,500.
Okay. And again, we want 137. And flaps 30. 6 nautical miles away, so we're looking good. Following the ILS down. All right, we are at landing speed. Our brakes are down. And we are almost at full flaps. We're inside 5 miles. So, let's bring our speed brakes back up and arm them. 4 nautical miles. All right. So, got flaps at 30. All right.
1,000.
Airport is in sight.
1,000.
Air Canada 3 winds are 054 at 10 knots, cleared to land runway 34 left. Cleared to land runway 34 left, Air Canada 3.
Turn off autopilot and auto throttle.
500. 400. 400. 300.
Got a bit of a tailwind here pushing us.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right.
Air Canada 3 exit runway when able.
Take the high-speed exit. Turn off our reversers. Get our flaps up. I could use pilot to ATC to tell us what gates. We'll disconnect the auto and back up. And let's see. But I think we'll just go ahead and aim. Find an empty slot and park. We can go up and turn off our and turn on taxi and strobe off. All right. Oh, it's a full airport here. Okay. All right, we've done that. Now we just need to.
CSA 4, my Foxtrot, contact ground 121.9er, goodbye.
Ground 121er, CSA 4, my
Right.
Foxtrot, bye-bye.
Let's see, without landing personnel, let's go to nose wheel. Stop at All right, brakes are not working. There we go. Sometimes I have to squeeze several times. Okay, parking brake is on. So we've got this generator off and stuff, and I see right here something that I need, because you need to go to menu, ground services, and connect power. All right, once the power is connected, then we can go up and connect to, it looks like we only have aft power there. And then now we can go down and disconnect our generators and tell the passengers they can, and then we come down here and okay. So engines are shutting down. Let's go ahead and connect. All right. And we can go to doors. All right. Come over here. Open the door there.
Airport 203 Van Tower, good afternoon, Roger, stop at the holding point, Avikoyu.
And
Holding point, Airport 2031, good afternoon.
let's see. Frequency. Kind of skipped. 121.85. 121.85. And please close my flight plan at Zulu 138.
Aircraft calling ground, say again with your call sign.
Air Canada 3, close flight plan.
Air Canada 3 flight plan closed it. Thank you, Air Canada 3.
All right. Now we can shut, just turn off a few, leave external power on. Basically go through. Seatbelts are off, lights are off, taxi's off, fuel pumps off, trims off. And if we take a look out here, we are connected. Oh, I forgot to put the flaps up. Okay, well, anyways.
596, left turn Alpha Lima is apron 12207. Left turn Alpha Lima 2207, 596.
So other than not bringing the flaps up, I forget, this plane has so many more flap increments than some of the other planes that I've been flying. So when we're taxiing, I should have kept punching on that. But other than that, we've made it from Vancouver to Narita using xchecklist and the pilot to ATC. We used Navigraph with the Aviator's tablet and a little bit of X camera. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.